So bright. Hi everybody, it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. We're gonna start in 2 minutes with today's Mind Body Express class. Lots of focus today on really moving through the lower body. Let's see how bright class looks right now. And if I need to adjust this camera at all. I do encourage you to bring a block to today's class if you need one. And we're gonna get started in child's pose in 2 minutes. So if you are here early and you would like to make your way to the back of your mat, go for it. And if you're here early and you want to do something else, because that's what feels right for your body today, I hope you do that too. Especially since we're at home, for real. If at any point during practice you feel inspired to break away and do your own thing, you're always encouraged to honor yourself. If you need to spend some more time in child's pose, if you need to come into Savasana for a little bit longer. Okay, plenty of peanuts. My bird love peanuts and water. I'm going to put on a shirt that's not going to rise up, and then we will get started. All right, everyone, let's do this. Meet me at the back of your mat towel. Bum, bum, bum. Doodly-doo. And let's go ahead and come right into child's pose. So please open your knees as wide as you want to. Go ahead, bring those big toes together. Send your hips back towards your heels. Relax and release your head down towards the floor. Feel free to stretch your fingers as far forward as feels right for your body today. And maybe that does not feel right for your body today, in which case you're welcome to take a generous bend of your elbows. Maybe you don't like applying the pressure of your head down towards the floor, so you use a block or a prop to gently lift yourself. Start to come into your breath. With every exhale, creating a little bit more length, a little space between your vertebrae as you sink your hips closer back towards your heels. Taking about 1 more minute right here to slow our breath down, to slow our mind down, to prepare ourselves for this physical and mental space. If you have your hands extended forward, take your time, walk your hands in close to underneath of your shoulders. On your next exhale, go ahead, press into your hands' palms, lift your hips off of your heels, readjust yourself, and come into tabletop. Move your props out of the way. Make sure you can still see me. All right, it's bright in here today. Hello. Next up, we're going to enjoy some cat-cow. So go get your hands, palms underneath of your chest and shoulders and spread your fingers really wide like a starfish. If you're actually using a mat, think about even creating some symmetry with your hands. So either your middle finger or your ring finger, just depending on what feels best for you, lines up parallel with the edge of your mat. Press into your hands' palms, press your shins, your knees, the tops of your feet and toes into the floor. Take one more breath right here in this neutral tabletop. Hands, palms pressed down, shoulder blades squeezed together, belly pulled in, and let's start our cat-cow. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Look towards your knees, maybe towards your belly button. Really press into those hands, palms as you come into cat. Take one more big breath, and as you change your breath, carefully, with intention, the full length of your breath, take your time as you move your way into cow. Take a big full breath here. And as you change your breath once again, slowly make your way into cat. I like to move on the exhale, but if it feels right for you to move on the inhale, you're doing what feels best for your body today. Find as much arching, as much rounding, as much length through your spine, through your neck as possible. Really start to evaluate with your deep breaths where you might be feeling some extra tension. Do you need an extra shake or shimmy in your hip? Do you need to stretch your heels closer towards your glutes while stretching your arms forward to hit that lower back? Maybe you want to bring your fingers, your shoulders closer towards your fingertips. Get more of the side body, bringing yourself side to side, or some big circles with those shoulders, with your chest. Experiment around, find what feels right now. Make sure you evenly do the same thing in the opposite direction. You've got just about 2 more breaths right here. Nice work. Go ahead, bring your toes together. Your knees can be slightly separated. We're going to come back into a kneeling position and just take a moment to warm up our wrists a little bit better. If it feels uncomfortable for you to be sitting down kneeling, you can always lift yourself up and just press those knees into the floor. Man, it is bright in here. I'm sorry, y'all. Hopefully you can still see me decently. All right, change direction of those wrist circles. Oh good, here comes the sun, even brighter. Bring your hands together, like you're clapping your hands like a cheerleader. So one thumb on top of the other and hold on to that grip like you're a winner and you're going to Disneyland. All right, and then I want you to make some circles with your wrists right here, like we're at a rave. Just see what your wrist can do. And go ahead, change the direction of those circles. I'm sure one side feels a little bit more natural than the other, just getting weird. Go ahead, interlace your fingers this time and ride the wave. Keep those shoulders relaxed down away from your ears. Start to bring some attention as we sit here, either sitting or kneeling, to what's happening with that belly. So draw that lower belly in, switch directions of your wave, and work to continue to relax your shoulders away from your ears. All right, shake it out one last time. Maybe even bring a little shake into those shoulders. And then we're gonna bring our hands back down to the floor. So starting off once again in our neutral tabletop, we're still gonna bring some attention to the wrist. I want you to bring your shoulders forward of your fingers, and then exhale, either back to neutral tabletop or even a little bit of child's pose. Inhale, come forward, bring those shoulders as far forward as your wrists allow, and then exhale, release it back. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, forward. Keeping the lower half of the palm pressed down to the floor as much as possible. Last time, inhale, forward. Exhale, back. We're gonna lift our wrist up and turn the back of our hands, palms down on the floor. You might need to walk your fingers in a lot closer to your knees than we had them in tabletop. And exhale, release your glutes towards your heels. Inhale, press yourself right back up. Really push the back of the hands into the floor. Just gonna do 4 again in this direction. Make sure you're still breathing, taking those nice big deep breaths. The last one if we're moving together. Beautiful. Turn your fingers in towards each other. Place your palms flat on the mat again. Make sure you're not sinking into the shoulders, so press into the back end of the palm. We're just going to shift over to the right and then shift over to the left. Maybe feeling this one a little bit more up through the forearm and not just in the wrist. And we're going to do the same thing, this time just turning our hands out to the opposite side. You might even think about shining your armpit or elbow crease a little more forward to the top of the mat, of finding an extra little twist this time, of pushing your hip to the opposite side, bringing the stretch not just through the wrists, but starting to find a little bit more through the rest of the body. Oh my gosh, Blue's Clues. I just found the other timer, y'all. We just figured out Jess's apartment. All right. So let's go ahead and come into bird dog next. If you need to, one more time, shake those wrists out. We're almost getting off the wrists, I promise. All right, so next up is bird dog. Go ahead, keep your left hand, right knee down on the floor. Take a big inhale. You can move one at a time if you need to and stretch through the left leg and then extend your right hand. Really press through your right heel. Let's take a big moment with balance. So as you inhale, draw your elbow and your knee together, crunch. Exhale, extend. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, crunch and squeeze. Exhale, extend and press. Last one, crunch and squeeze, extend, press, and relax and release that hand down to the floor. Shake it out as you need to. Let's get the opposite side. So first coming into that neutral tabletop, shoulders away from ears. Spread those fingers really wide, starfish hands. Keep that left knee down on the floor. Get ready. Take a big inhale. Extend your right leg. Extend your left hand. And flex those toes of the right foot. So you're stretching through your heel. Pull your lower belly in. Take a big inhale. Elbow and knee come together. Exhale. Extend. Full length of the breath for the movement. Inhale, it comes together. Exhale, extend out. Last time. Inhale, come together. Exhale, extend. Release your hands to the floor, release your knees to the floor, and send your hips back to your heels. Once more, walk those hands, palms forward. If you can, if that feels right. This time, even taking a tenting of your fingers, pressing the pads of the fingers into the floor as you really use your breath to stretch that lower back. Stretch your glutes towards your heels. Feel that nice stretch throughout the whole back side of the body. 3 more breaths right here. And on that third exhale, go ahead, come back up into tabletop. Next up, we have gate latch pose. I'm just gonna, oh, not quite. Next up, we have a calf stretch. My bad, I'm a liar. All right, so hands, palms underneath of your chest. Go ahead, extend that right leg out behind you. Press the ball of the foot into the floor and just find a nice, gentle little rock. Rock and forth as feels good for you. Maybe you're still keeping your shoulders behind your fingertips. Maybe you can find a little bit more of a range of motion and really press forward. All right, take a moment and stack your heel on top of the ball of the foot and then really press through the heel towards the back of the room. Find a little squeeze of your glutes. Feel that posterior chain fire up. Make sure you didn't sink into your shoulders and draw that lower belly in. Don't let it sink down to the floor. Take a big inhale. And on your exhale, draw that right leg in. One more big inhale. Exhale, extend your left leg out. Same thing, just rocking gently back and forth. And this is why we warmed up those wrists. All right. We got a nice calf stretch. It happened. Place the ball of the foot down to the floor. Stretch through your heels. Make sure you didn't sink into your shoulders again. Draw your belly in for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, extend that right leg out. Find yourself in a plank for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hips up towards the ceiling. Feel free to take a generous bend of your knees as we come into down dog. Belly comes towards the thighs, biceps are by the ears. Take a moment right here, pedal through your heels. You can do one at a time. You can do both at the same time. I'm going to tuck my t-shirt into my pants like a winner. I'm going to meet you right back up there. Just a couple seconds left in this down dog. 5, 4, 3. Really stretch those glutes to the back of the room. Create some space, and on your exhale, release yourself back down into tabletop. Yay, you're amazing. Untuck your toes, tops of the feet down to the floor. Next up is finally gate latch pose. All right, so from here in tabletop, we're gonna extend our right foot out towards the side, place the ball of the right foot down, the big toe down on the floor, and then use your exhale to release your heel to the floor. Do your best to really press the outer edge of your foot down and feel that nice big stretch throughout the sides of the legs. You can even gently rock back and forth a little bit here. Encourage a little bit of relaxation and stretch through that ankle. Let's give ourselves 2 more little rocks. And then we're going to come into our neutral tabletop in gate latch. Oh my gosh, words today. Really continue to press the outer edge of your foot into the floor and walk yourself in. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Go ahead and grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Release your shoulders away from your ears. Press into that left knee on the floor. Squeeze your glutes, hips come forward. Still pressing the outer edge of the right foot down. Take a big inhale, find length from your waist, and exhale, reach over to the right. Without collapsing down towards the right, so still finding some length, that lift of your chest, biceps close by your ears, maybe even behind them, as you reach and stretch and inhale. Lift yourself up, separate your hands, relax and release that left hand down towards the floor, stacked right underneath of your shoulders. We're just gonna stay right here. You don't need to lift that leg up. Just a nice kind of modified triangle almost. Really work to open up the right shoulder. So instead of it collapsing down towards the floor, this is the time where if you're having trouble reaching the floor with that left hand, you can use a block or even make a knuckle with your fist. But I want you to rotate that right shoulder back just a little bit. Work to keep those hips stacked and squared towards the front of the room, and feel that huge stretch through the left side of the body. Right side. Take one more big inhale. On your exhale, relax your right hand down to the floor. Go ahead and walk your hands carefully back forward. Take a couple more breaths in this big stretch on your inner thigh. One more big inhale. And on your exhale, bring your right leg back in. Come back into tabletop. Take a moment, sit your glutes onto your heels. Just relax and kneeling. Make sure you take that overarch out of your back. So draw your belly in, hips gently pressed forward. Just taking a grounding breath. And on your exhale, come back down into tabletop. Let's get the other side. Maybe you need to move over to honor your space as I do. All right, go ahead, extend this time your left leg out. Place the ball of the left foot on the floor. My left foot is about in line with where the right knee is. Relax and release the left heel down and start to press into the outer edge of your foot. We'll take that nice, gentle, rocking movement. Not too big, keep it really small. Just a little stretch of those glutes back towards your heels. Really big time increases the stretch on the inner thigh. Eye gaze is down towards the floor to take any and all extra wrinkles out of your neck. Let's get 2 more nice little rocks right here. Continue to press the outer edge of your foot into the floor. Come back into your stillness. Come back into your active lower belly and shoulders. Start to walk your hands in towards your right knee. Go ahead, inhale, lift yourself up, arms come up overhead. Left hand grabs hold of right hand, relax your shoulders away from your ear. Squeeze your glutes, hips forward, press into the outer edge of your foot once more. Keep your biceps as close to your ears as possible. Take a big inhale, stretch up from your waist, and on your exhale, like you're leaning over that big Swiss ball, so no crunching over into the left side as you find this big lean. Open up your chest, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Use your inhale to find length and your exhale to push and stretch and push. Inhale. Slowly, gently lift yourself up. Keep pressing the outer edge of that left foot into the floor. Separate your hands. Release your right hand down to the floor. Remember, you can make a knuckle. You can use a block. But work to open up that left hand as if the back of the left hand fingertips are touching an imaginary wall behind you. Really grounding through the right shin on the floor, the outer edge of the left foot. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Let's take 3 more breaths. And on your exhale, relax and release your left hand down to the floor. Slowly, gently cross one hand over the other. Come back through to center. One more opportunity to find that inner outer thigh stretch, pressing the outer edge of your left foot into the floor. Great work. Go ahead, bring that left leg in. Next up, we have a nice big hip opener. You've done this one before. We'll get to take our hands up off of the floor as we bring that right foot forward. Switch and transfer your hands to your waist and find that stretch forward. Make sure your knee doesn't go past your toe. You can always wiggle those toes out a little bit further if you have more of a range of motion, or maybe you're staying here very 90-90. And just pressing the back knee into the floor and feeling that opening of the right hip, maybe even in the right quad. The more that you really start to stretch forward, I feel, the more that I enjoy the stretch throughout the whole back of this left leg. I meant to say left, not right. Let's find a little twist here. So while you're still hinging forward, go ahead, take that left hand to the outside of the right knee and twist. Relax and release your shoulders away from your ears. Can you reach your right hand back and bend your left toes and grab hold? As you draw that heel towards your glute, if you could grab it, you'll, I imagine, feel a much bigger stretch throughout that left quad. Keep pushing your hips forward. Enjoy this gentle twist. Allow it to open your shoulders and chest for 3, 2, carefully with intention, release your left foot to the floor. Turn back towards the front. Release your hands down to the floor. One more time, a little bit deeper in this hip opener. In pigeon, you can allow that right knee to fall heavy towards the side. Big opening of the left hip, and then start to walk your hands back, coming into a hamstring stretch of that right leg. You can keep your nose as close to your knee as feels good for you. If you're feeling really tight, you once again might want to lift yourself up here. You can flex your toes back towards your face and find the forward hinge that works for you. Try not to shift the weight too much towards the left glute. So you just don't want your right butt cheek all the way over to the left side, or else you're not going to really enjoy the hamstring stretch. Come through one more time into your hip opener. And then make your way back into tabletop. Bring that right leg back in line with the left. Cat-cow 3 times in each direction. Uncle Buck, we already did down dog. Sorry, you missed it. All right, after you finish that third cat-cow, back to your neutral tabletop, and let's go ahead and bring that left foot forward. Just shifting the weight forward as much as works for you. We're lifting ourselves up off of our hands. You can wiggle that left foot as far forward as it needs to be, keeping those hips squared with the top of the mat. So make sure you're not twisting out to the side. We're going to take a twist in the same direction as this front leg. So carefully take your time. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee. Allow your elbows to be heavy down towards the floor. Pull your belly in. Find a bigger squeeze of that right glute cheek as you start to turn towards the left. Actively relax your shoulders away from your ears. Your left elbow starts to draw back as your fingers reach for your right foot. Extra shift the weight forward into the front left heel as you bend the right knee. Whew. And reach for the foot. Maybe you can grab it, maybe you're just reaching for it. Just finding any sort of a lift of those toes off the floor is going to increase the stretch into your quad and hip here. Let's take 3 more breaths. Nice and slow, keep them slow. Take your time, carefully release. Turn back towards the front, hands come down towards the floor, back foot comes down. One more time in this hip opener, maybe you bring your forearms down or allow that left knee to fall heavy out towards the side. Still keeping that right hip squared down to the mat. All right, let's take our time, walk ourselves back into this hamstring stretch. So you can keep your nose as close to your knee as you want, or if you're feeling really tight, lift up again. Press your heel into the floor, flex your toes to the face, find that forward hinge. Just make sure that your glutes don't shift too far over past your right ankle, or you're gonna lose out on the stretch through the left side. Release your shoulders away from your ears. Take 2 more breaths here. Great work. Exhale, start to walk yourself forward. Last time to open that hip. Go ahead, bring your 2 knees together. Cross your legs. And then sit on your glutes. Awesome. We find ourselves here in Sukhasana, in easy pose, or maybe you want to make an adjustment and just come into the seated position that works right for you. I'm gonna fold my legs in a little bit closer, come into perfect pose. Let's find a little extra release of the shoulders and the neck before we close out our class today. Awesome. Ground those sit bones. Feel free to bring some attention to your back and some support by placing your hands palms on your knee. Relax and release your shoulders away from your ears. Stretch up through the crown of your head. On your inhale, lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Keep that rib cage knit together though. Don't flare from the chest. And then exhale, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, the full length of the breath. Take the whole time you're inhaling to look up. Exhale, full length of the breath, whole time you're exhaling to look down. 2 more times, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And after you finish this exhale on your next inhale, simply bring your chin back to neutral. Ears stacked over your shoulders, stacked over those hips. One more big inhale, length through the crown of your head. Exhale, right ear comes to right shoulder. Inhale, chin down to your chest. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Make sure those shoulders don't start creeping up. Really work to find that relax and release. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. If you'd like to go for some full neck circles, 2 times in each direction, or you can continue to just keep the movement in the front side of the body. Enjoy any crunching, cracking, connections, openings that you create. Once you've got 2 times in one direction, give yourself the opportunity to get 2 times in the opposite direction. Ooh. Chin comes down to our chest once more. And exhale, lift your head back up to neutral. Let's go ahead and inhale those arms all the way up overhead. Bring your palms together. And exhale, bring your palms down to the center of your chest with your thumbs at Namaskar. Press your hands palms together and open up your fingertips, creating a bowl with your hands palms, a nice little lotus flower. Stretch your elbows down to the floor, ground through your sit bones once more. Keep that chin neutral to your chest, so notice if you are finding a little extra lift or lower. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, knit your rib cage together. Take some big breaths as if you are smelling your lotus flower. Awesome. Bring those hands, palms back together. Bring your thumb up to your third eye, your drishti. Just giving it a little tap or a little rub, just to encourage our creative selves to come on out. Pull your belly in, lift your forearms to the ceiling, open your chest, knit that rib cage once more. And know that the light within me honors, sees, and is so thankful for the light within you. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we did today, I hope that you will reach out. Till you see me again, think good thoughts, speak good words, eat good food, do good deeds, and all the things it takes to nourish ourselves from the inside out. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. If you'd like to lay down for Savasana, you are welcome to. You're also encouraged to just take a couple more moments sitting here relaxed in your breath, to focus on why you came to class today, how your body feels right now, all the amazing energy you've created inside of yourself.